My view of the 21st century. Number one, unprecedented opportunity. Unprecedented opportunity. Now that the walls have come tumbling down, communism is in disgrace. You know, the two major questions that the philosophers have been wrestling with the last 6,000 years, here they are. Number one, what constitutes a good government? It's been the big debate among philosophers for the last 6,000 years. How best to govern the people? Hitler said, I've got it, right? A master race to run the rest. And we found out how diabolical that was, right? It took 50 million lives to get him stopped and to get his fingers from around our throat. What an awesome devastation that was for the whole world. We called it World War II, primarily to stop this diabolical character from exercising his political judgment, not only on his own country, but he tried to inflict it on the whole world, along with his desperate cohorts. And what a bloody conflict that was, as the dark shadows of night passed over us for about, 5 years. So, what form of government should we choose? Then communism comes along. Stalin says, we've got the answer. Capital belongs in the hands of the state, not the people. People are too dumb and stupid to know what to do with capital. Capital must be given to the state, the all-wise, all-knowing state. And let the state run everything. Let the dumb people show up for their work assignment. And we were all very well aware of the devastation they caused for the last 75 years as we debated that godless ideology, as they shut down the churches and closed the synagogues and declared that there was no God as official doctrine. And they devastated every country and every person they touched. It is going to take $1 trillion to clean up East Germany. They have already spent $500 billion, and they've got $500 billion yet to go. What a devastation for 75 years. But we finally got rid of communism. The walls came tumbling down. I met Ed Meese on the airplane the other day going to Australia, who was, Ronald Reagan's chief of staff for a while. And I asked Ed, I said, Ed, were you there when Ronald Reagan made his speech at the Berlin Wall, when he thundered, Gorbachev, tear down this wall? He said, no, of all the occasions I would like to have been, that was one, but I had to miss that one. He said, I made most all the rest. But what an occasion that was. And soon after that, the walls finally came tumbling down. Communism in disgrace after 75 years of horror. The Iron Curtain dropped all over the world. But finally, it finished. First thing people started to do when the walls came tumbling down was open up the churches. They wanted to sing the Messiah after 75 years of absence in St. Petersburg. And sure enough, not long after that, the Messiah was sung and the bells were rung in St. Petersburg as the long shadow of communism finally was pushed back, pushed back, pushed back. So, what constitutes a good government? Somebody once said, what's best probably would be a benevolent king. The only problem is those two don't usually go together. Most benevolent people don't tend to be kings, and most kings don't tend to be benevolent. But we've preached now all these years, the last 200 and especially the last 75 in debate with communism, the best form of government is democracy and freedom. It's fun to watch freedom when it finally takes hold, democracy when it finally begins its process, free enterprise when it finally starts bringing goods and services to the marketplace from the genius of the people, not the state. It is a marvel to watch when people take pennies and turn it into fortune and take dollars and turn it into enterprise. It's exciting when the government is limited and the people are expanded and no longer are the people required to serve the state, but the state is required to serve the people. How exciting to watch democracy flourish. I've been in Prague every summer, the last 3 summers. It's exciting to watch freedom now in Prague. You can talk politics now in the cafes and the square and not be afraid. It's fun to watch some of those Eastern European countries with all of the problems and with all that it takes to finally get it sorted out And, the mafia takes advantage in the old KBJ, KJB. What is it? KBG. As they've turned into the new mafia in Russia. But with all of that, I'm telling you, once freedom starts to go, once the grassroots start to take hold, once people understand that if they take full responsibility, they can build a country second to none, they can enjoy the fruits of their own labor, they can work together and build democracy and freedom, and have the vote the politicians in, vote them out, limited government. I'm telling you, it's fun to watch all that take hold. And since I have a chance to travel around the world, I get to see it many times close up, firsthand. But anyway, freedom and democracy, we feel, is the best form of government. Churchill said, democracy is a little messy, but it's better than any other form of government we've been able to design for the last 6,000 years. So, question 1, what constitutes a good government?